Good morning, my good friends. Good morning. Welcome to my live stream. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. I'm Andre Lefevre. Andre Lefevre. I am a extreme libertarian, a citizen journalist. My website is wildnews.us, and I have a good live stream for us today. We're going to cover two subjects. The first one is Sunspot Solar Observatory. What is the story behind the story? Sunspot Solar Observatory is nowhere closer to being solved, ladies and gents. The speculations range from Chinese spy infiltration and hacking to the impending doomsday solar flare event, to the UFO activity, and to the death of a hiker 30 miles away. In the vacuum of information, the unifying theme of the conjectures is government conspiracy. I contacted the FBI, New Mexico State Police, and I contacted AURA, the Association of University of Research Astronomy, and I'm going to report my results. Now, the second story is sad. It is an unsolved murder at Canyon Springs High School, which happened on September 11th. I have interviewed one of the officers involved, and I'm going to bring you the full. I interviewed him yesterday, our phone conversation, and I will bring it to us. Will bring it to us. I'll just play it for us. All right. Going back to the Solar Observatory. Well, on the 6th, I'm just going to bring us to date. On the 6th, FBI comes in to the New Mexico based observatory and they tell everybody at the observatory in the local post office and the local residents to pack up and leave. Now, the speculations around Hyde was very little information. So over the weekend, they let everybody come back, and the observatory has reopened. Let me move it this way. As you can see on the screen, the AURA, the Association of University for Research in Astronomy, has issued a statement. I'm going to read just a portion of it, and that was a couple of days ago. And let me just read the second paragraph. AURA has been cooperating with an ongoing law enforcement investigation of criminal activity that occurred at Sacramento Peak. And during this time, we became concerned that the suspect in the investigation potentially posed a threat and safety of local staff and residents. For this reason, AURA reportedly vacated the facility and ceased science activities in this location. Now, I followed this thread. And what I have found is there was a hiker who died on the 12th, was found dead. It is unknown whether it was natural causes or not, about 30 miles away, a White Sands National Monument Trail. So I contacted the FBI, and I contacted the New Mexico State Police. I spoken briefly yesterday to Lieutenant Elizabeth Armijo of the New Mexico State Police. She wouldn't discuss it she just didn't want to discuss it. She said she wanted me to email her and she will get back to me. Well, she never got back to me. I tried calling her this morning and her phone number went into the voicemail. I didn't leave a message. I'll try later on again. Now, I had a little bit more luck with Frank Fisher, who is a spokesperson at the Albuquerque FBI office. I left a message for him And he texted me back on my cell, and here's his text. Need to refer you to the Aura statement. Thank you. So I shot him a question. Is the criminal investigation, which is in our statement, have anything to do with the hiker who was found dead on September 12th near the White Sands National Monument Trail? I have not gotten a reply from him yet. I'll try calling him. I'll call him and texting him again. I have his cell phone number. And again, let me read the Aura statement again. Aura has been cooperating with an ongoing law enforcement investigation of criminal activity that occurred at Sacramento Peak. During this time, and you know what, you get old and you go blind. During this time, we became concerned that a suspect in the investigation potentially posed a threat to the safety of local staff and residents. For this reason, Aura temporarily vacated the facility and sustains activities in this location. A few things have occurred to me as I was thinking about this. It could be somehow it's a stretch tying in a murder, or shouldn't say murder. We don't know if it's a murder yet. A death of a hiker about 30 miles away. It could be that there is a criminal activity going on out there that will explain why they evacuated everybody, but there wasn't much of a security, and that's kind of strange. If it was a cover-up for something, it was cover-up for a deadly flare, for a doomsday event that Power Leads wants to pull and reduce the Earth population. Well, that has not happened yet. And I feel this is unlikely. So it's not outside of possibilities, because the Silicon Valley and professorial elite of the world and the banking elite of the world does discuss it openly, that they think the Earth is overpopulated. But as far as this being a cover-up for a doomsday elite, so far it has not happened. Chinese spying on the White Sands missile range. I don't know enough about it to see how much of it is true. I have found an interview, which I don't have at my hands, with one of the podcasters, and somebody claiming to be in the knowledge with a distorted voice claimed that Chinese have hacked into the observatory, Sunspot Observatory, and were attempting to use weather-altering control techniques. Again, I'm not going to pass judgment on that one, but it's one of the ideas that are walking around. But what did occur to me is that's something that I do know about. There could be some legitimate reason for which we don't know why they were evacuated, even though nobody knows whether it is legitimate or not. But NSA and other intelligence analysts in Washington, D.C. do test us periodically to see how the information is being disseminated through non-corporate control media, and identify people who become popular, and also they measure the distortion of the information that they put out. So that could be one of those situations where we're simply being tested to see how we process the lack of information, and who are the players in the non-corporate controlled environment who disseminate, and how they disseminate this information. So those are my thoughts. Okay. So if you have any information about this, and I'm going to talk about the murder at the Canyon High School in a second, but if you have any information about this, I'd like to ask you to go to my website. Let me bring this up. wildnews.us. Just click on the info tab. My phone number and my email address is on it. And if you had just send me some information, or even if you don't have any information, but you're interested in have an intelligent conversation about the possibility, which is of what's going on at Sunspot Observatory. I'd be very much interested in talking to you on my live stream, whether on the phone or Skype. Okay, so that was the Sunspot Observatory. The second subject that I'd like to cover today, and that's an unsolved murder of a 18-year-old male student at Canyon High School on September 11. What I'd like to do is I interviewed an officer involved in the investigation yesterday, and I recorded our telephone conversation. Before I do, I'd like to bring us up to date, so I'd like to play you a KSNV local station, the corporate controlled information, because there's preciously little information from any other sources about this murder, since this shooting on the campus does not fit the boilerplate of the Democrat Party and the progressive, which they can use to ban guns. This shooting received virtually no national attention. Even the local attention is scant. The clip I'm going to play you is probably about a week old or so. So let it rip.
Families
Hold on. Let me reboot this. Just give me a second, ladies and gents.
Families reconnecting, embracing after a shooting on the Canyon Springs High School campus. A moment of panic for students like Floyd Strickland, who called his mom and aunt just moments after the gunshots rang out.
I said, Ma, I was out there on the field and I heard gunshots. I think somebody got shot. Then I ran to the locker room because bullets don't got no names. I thought I was going to die.
A phone call no parent ever wants to get.
He was like on the verge of really in tears. And he's nervous and he didn't know what was going on.
An 18-year-old was shot and killed on an edge of campus near the baseball field after school let out. North Las Vegas police say they first thought it was an active shooter situation, but quickly determined it was not.
We believe this was a targeted act. We don't right now believe that there's any threat to the school or the students.
It's actually shocking and scary all at the same time, because it's like, I mean, what do the kids do? You know, you can't even send them to school no more.
While Strickland and his family get to be together again, they know there is a family out there now without their son. His family says their hearts go out to the victim's family.
I always think like it's crazy to see somebody bury their child instead of their child burying them.
All right, so that was the corporate controlled local radio station description of what happened. Now, yesterday I had hello, Officer Patty. Give me just a second. Let me bring this up for you. I interviewed Officer Patty of North Las Vegas Police Department regarding this subject, and let me bring it to you. Here you go. And that was yesterday.
Officer Patty, P-A-T-T-Y.
Hello, Officer Patty. Pleasure meeting you. Before we started recording, you were telling me about what you can and cannot say about the investigation. Would you be so kind and repeat it?
Yes, it is an active and ongoing investigation for us, so it's still something that is open, and detectives are currently looking into leads that they have received from the public, as well as evidence that they found on scene. So it is an active and open case. I can't get into too many details other than what we already initially said the first day the incident happened.
Officer Patty, I understand. Can you tell me if you have any suspects?
No, not at this time.
Okay. Are you at liberty to say what type of gun was used at the crime scene?
No, unfortunately, we can't get into those details just yet.
And can you say, confirm, or deny that it was gang related, or do you know?
No, we can't say that immediately. And even if it was, that's something that we typically don't mention just because we don't like to glorify the gangs.
Oh, absolutely. Can you say this? Is this something that just a one-time crime, or can that be tied to some other crimes in the area?
Do you mean to ask if this homicide was related to any other crime in the area?
Correct.
No, we believe it was isolated to just this one incident.
Oh, okay. Can you at least any indication that the assailant was male or female, or can you say?
I'm sorry, who? The suspect?
Yeah, the gender of the suspect. Do you have any idea? Was it a male or a female?
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't get into those details because we have to protect the integrity of the case, let the detectives follow those leads, and develop a good suspect description and all of those details that are important to the case. So I wouldn't be able to comment on that.
No, I understand perfectly. Well, thank you so much for your time, Officer Patty. Thank you so much.
No problem, Andre. Thank you for calling.
Okay, bye bye.
Okay.
So that was the extent of my interview with Officer Patty. Unfortunately, it looks like they don't have a lot to go on. Want to make the same offer I did earlier. If you have any information, anybody, student at Canyon Springs High School, or anybody who is interested in discussing this, please contact me. Just go to my website, wildnews.us. Contact information, my cell phone, and my email is there. I would really enjoy discussing it with you. Time for me to go back to work. Thank you for joining me, and God bless you. And I will see you tomorrow. God bless you.